What is up, Rage Nation? Of course, as always, this is the behind-the-scenes look at what goes into a radio interview. We got Weed from the OddEven here. Weed, what's up, man?
Hey, what's happening, brother? How are you, man?
Pretty good. Before we get into the interview, we got some things we need to get taken care of here. So we got Another Nail, we got Whiskey, and we got Darkness and Wild West. In what order do you want those songs to be played?
I guess Whiskey, Another Nail, Wild West, and then Darkness.
All right, very good. All right. So here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. Of course, we've been teasing it all week on the socials. We are finally here with another episode of Indie Rage Radio. We are joined by Weed from the band OddEven. They're from Maryland. Weed, what's up, man?
What's happening, brother? Thanks for having me.
Hey, the pleasure's all mine, bro. Thanks for coming on.
All right.
So we like to play games at the beginning of the show so that the Rage Nation gets to know you a little bit better. This one is called Smash or Pass. And it's not probably the Smash or Pass you're thinking of. It's the old radio game show where people would call in and say, hey, that's a smash hit or it's a pass. So
Gotcha.
I'm going to give you a list of things. And if you like it or you love it, it's a smash. If you don't like it, it's a pass.
All right.
All right, here we go. Cats.
Hard pass.
Any trauma you can let us know about when it comes to cats?
So my wife, when she was my girlfriend, had a cat that would literally, I'd walk down the hall, and the next thing I know, I would be bleeding. Like it would just attack me from everywhere. Come out from the closet, come out from under the bed, and outside of that, I'm pretty allergic. So I spent half the time taking Benadryl and stuff like that, and being on cloud 9 just so I could breathe. So yeah, hard pass on the cats.
When I was young, my cousin had a cat, and she used to think it was such the rage to throw the cat on me, and the cat would just rip me apart every single time. And
Yeah.
and just like you, my wife is a cat lover, and she was like, "Hey, I just want you to know we're always going to have cats." And I was like, "Well, I got to pick out the cat first."
Yeah, I just can't do it. Not to mention, like most people, unless you get them declawed, which probably isn't the greatest thing for the cat, your stuff's all going to be messed up. So
Yep.
I like couches and stuff without claw marks.
All right, mullets.
I guess they're maybe coming back.
Oh yeah, they've been back.
Yeah, I don't know. Sure, it looks great on the Oklahoma State coach. How about that?
Yes, it does. And it used to look great. I don't know if you're a country music fan on Morgan Wallen, but then he shaved his head off like a jabroni.
Yeah. So I don't know. Can we go kind of half smash? Half smash?
Half smash. Yes.
All right. I like it.
The Mexican pizza at Taco Bell.
Smash.
Yes. Now, I don't know about the ones in Maryland, but the Taco Bells over here in Louisiana, I think they changed their oil like a year ago. And now it's got like a little funky taste to it, but I still smash one every time I go.
Yeah. I think well, when we were out west, what's the one out there? Del Taco?
Oh, yeah.
I think that was a little bit more of our favorite. We don't have any over here, so we started going to the Del Tacos a little bit more, but Taco Bell has got to be a staple. So that's a smash.
Flannel.
Smash.
I thought being a grunge band, that would be an automatic smash.
You know, it's kind of funny. We definitely sound that way. We definitely are influenced by that. But I honestly haven't put one on in a little while. So I'm going to go smash and think about re-upping my my wardrobe.
Yes. And if you do look into the flannels, look into Dixon with 2 X's.
Nice.
Long walks on the beach.
Got to be a smash.
80s power ballads.
Wow. That's a pass.
Okay, being from Maryland, or I didn't even ask you. Did you grow up in Maryland?
Born in DC, grew up in Maryland, spent the
Okay.
majority of my life here. Yep.
Okay. So this is good. Old Bay seasoning.
Not as good as Jo, but still a smash.
Because I tell you what, the first time I had Old Bay seasoning, it's an acquired taste, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like,
Well, yeah, it's funny because, everyone just assumes Old Bay, you throw those on your crabs, and most Marylanders like, "What, are you crazy? Put Jo on your crabs? What are you, nuts?" So Jo is a little bit, I guess, like bigger flaked, a little bit more flavor. Goes way better with the crabs and beer. Old Bay though, I'm a spiced guy, so I'll take some Old Bay. And it's nice that now when we travel a little bit, you can find that some places. So that's a smash.
nice. Cold winters.
That's a pass. I do enjoy the snow and stuff, but I live on an island in the Chesapeake Bay, and when it gets cold here, that wind comes 5 miles across the bay from Baltimore, and you walk outside and it's ouch. It's not Minnesota ouch, but it's ouch.
Yeah, it's almost like it cuts right through you.
It hurts your
Like you're not even
face.
there.
Yeah, not good. So that's a pass.
All right. The Maryland Renaissance Festival.
That is a smash. Love the Renaissance Festival. It's
We
great.
have one right down the road in Texas, and I've never gone, but I've always seen the photos, and it looks like it's a really good time. And I looked it up online, and they were saying that this Maryland Renaissance Festival is like one of the main festivals in Maryland, so it must be humongous.
It's huge. Like you got to get tickets well in advance. There's no showing up at the gate anymore. That stuff went out the door in the '90s. Yeah, I mean it's a big deal. Now I will say, I think it opens right after Labor Day, I
Mhm.
believe, and closes in right around Halloween. You're way better off going in Halloween because that September stuff is hot, and you got a lot of people dressed up in stuff that makes them even hotter,
Yes.
and it smells awful. We got a lot of sweat going on. So drink a lot of beer and in that heat, a little tough too. So great, great, great time. Just go closer toward November.
Now, when you go, do you cosplay? Do you dress up as anything?
I haven't yet, but I've been yelled at the last couple of years for not being dressed up, and so I think that's probably coming.
Yes. All right. Being from Maryland, blue crabs.
Oh, 100% smash.
And we talked about the Old Bay, and
Yeah,
you mentioned crabs and beer.
yeah.
You going with like a lager, an IPA? What's the go-to beer when you got some blue crabs in front of you?
Light drinking, Miller Lights, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna be there. You're gonna be there for a while. So you want to still be able to walk out and have your fill of beer and crabs. So we're not going too heavy.
Right. And the coup de grace, the finale, Indie Rage Radio.
Oh, smash without a doubt.
Yes,
I wouldn't be here if it wasn't a smash. Come on now.
we'll take it. All right, Weed, how can people find your band on the internet?
We are everywhere. If you want to go to theoddeven.com, you can start there. All the links are there, but literally every platform format, it's out there. Just search for the Odd Even. If you want to take it a step further, look for a bunch of fools playing hard rock that are into aliens and all that stuff, and you'll probably find us.
So the first song we're going to play is Whiskey, and that was the first video that I've ever seen of you guys. And this song, it's catchy. Right off the bat, I was like, hell yeah. Tell us a little bit about the song Whiskey.
So actually, it was kind of funny. I have a 14-year-old son, and his friends were over. We got skateboard ramps in one part of our garage, and they were skating. And man, they were listening to some garbage. And I said, "Gentlemen, please," I said, "you got to do better than that. Give me some old punk or something cool to skate to." And I was like, "At least give me some big rock." And they're like what?" And I said, "Hang on a minute." I plugged in a guitar into one of the Marshall stacks on the other side of the room, and I just hit that riff. And I was like, "Hang on a minute, that's pretty badass." And so I recorded the riff on my phone, and I called up ET. ET and I write all the songs together, and I said, "Hey man, I got this riff. It's really cool." And I'm sitting here with a beer, and I'm thinking about having a little shot of whiskey. And he's like, "Man, I got a great idea." So I wrote all the music. He penned it, and there we go. And then it turned out that the song's kind of about facing challenges in life and just saying, "Hey, fuck this. I'm going in with some whiskey."
Here it is. This is Whiskey from the Odd Even on Indie Rage Radio. All right, there we go. All right, segment 2 is going to be, you kind of alluded to it right there, some foreshadowing. We're going to talk about the alien themes in your videos and your band art, different stuff like that.
Yeah, man. Cool.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. We are back with Weed. He's the bassist for the band OddEven. Go check him out, theoddeven.com. Also, everywhere you stream music, type it in, stream these guys, go get yourself some merch. And one of the themes, and you kind of alluded to it earlier on the last segment, one of the themes that I see running through your music videos and your band art are aliens. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so ET and I were playing in another band, and we weren't really getting along with the singer very much, and having some problems on the road. And we said, hell, we're writing all the songs and stuff. Let's get the hell out of here and make our own thing, make our own thing. And so we were we were thinking about band names, and at the same time, my wife had said, hey, I was adopted, so she said you should do an ancestry DNA test, just so we could see if you have any underlying health conditions or anything like that. And I said, all right, whatever. So I spit in a vial, and it came back and it said no results. And I was like, no results? I got to do this again. So I did it a second time, came back with no results. Third time, no results. So I talked to ET and I said, man, this is kind of weird. I got a little story for you. I said, I've been spitting in these vials trying to figure out my DNA, and it's not coming back with anything. And he goes, well, that's odd even. And he goes, maybe you're an alien. And there we go.
There you
Stuck
go.
from there. We went with the theme.
There you go. And look, my wife is big time in the aliens. And I don't know if you can see this. Do you see this right here?
I can. Yep.
Okay. This is, I was going to start a gaming channel on YouTube back in the day. And I thought to myself, okay, well, maybe if I put like an alien themed logo, she'd get excited about it and let me do it.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I got like a few different ones right here.
That's pretty cool. I'm digging it.
Yeah. And then
Well, if that ever takes off, give us a shout. We'll give you some music.
that's my favorite one right there.
Yeah, that's awesome. I
Love
love
the
it.
colors.
Very cool.
Let's see. Let me get us back on here. There we go. All right. So, we've had like the Senate hearings, of course. The guy from Blink 182, his name eludes me. Not Mark, not Travis.
Yeah. The other guy. It's all good.
Yeah, the other guy. He's real big into aliens as well.
Right.
Is there any evidence out there that you've seen that kind of like brought you to the point where you're like, hey, there might be some extraterrestrial life out there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I moved to this island 10 years ago, and there's very little light pollution. So there's been plenty of times I've been sitting out back and looking up at the skies and saying, "What the hell is that?" Now I haven't been abducted or anything like that, but I've definitely seen some stuff that's like, that's not an airplane. I'm pretty sure that's not a shooting star. One of the funniest times was there was the rocket launch from down in Virginia here, and I didn't know what was happening. I wasn't paying attention. I of course was out there by the bonfire, sitting there with a beer, and I looked up and I said, "I got my proof," and I came running in all excited and everything, and my wife and son said, "Idiot, that's the rocket launch." I was like, damn, I thought that was the alien craft coming to say hello.
Yes. My cousin swears that he's seen an alien craft. There's a lake kind of between the border of Louisiana and Texas called Toledo Bend. And him and my cousin were doing trout lines. And he said he looked back and my cousin Donnie was frozen in fear. And he was like, well, what's wrong, bro? And he was like, just pointing at the sky. And he said this thing was whizzing all over the place. And he said, they got, the heebie jeebies and they hit the throttle and they were going back towards shore and they ran the boat up on shore. And he said that thing probably came about 25 feet from him. And then it like bolted back into the sky.
Wow. That's a great story. Now that's some serious stuff right there.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's been the same story ever since we were like teenagers. So it's never changed. So I can't call him on any BS.
Yeah, no, I haven't gotten that close, but I mean, there certainly are enough stories like that I don't think it's some mass hysteria going on. I mean, what's the point? Most of these people that have valid stories like that aren't looking for anything. They're just like, hey, this happened and it was weird.
Right. Exactly. All right. So next up, we're going to play your song, Another Nail. What went behind writing this one?
Another one we started with a groove, with a riff. Really kind of like that weird time signature thing, and then as we started talking about lyrics and kind of where we're going with this, it's really just sort of about looking in the mirror and finding a different place. Whether that be on Earth or somewhere else. And the video that just dropped today, you'll see it's kind of trippy and it jumps around a little bit. It's really about just going to a different level, whether that's here on Earth or somewhere else.
Here's the odd even with another nail here on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very cool. So in segment 3, we're going to talk about how you guys signed with Eclipse
Cool.
and your influences and all that.
Yep.
All right. In 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. We are back with Weed from the band The Odd Even. Go support them, guys. Go stream their music. Go look them up on the Facebook. Give them a follow on X. Everywhere they're at. Go buy some merch. Help these guys out because they definitely deserve. They're producing some awesome music. And speaking of producing awesome music, you actually got the ear of Eclipse Records. And this is kind of a funny story. You first met the guys at Eclipse Records at a showcase back in 2019, but then dadgum pandemic put everything on hold. And you recently linked back up with Eclipse Records. Now you signed. Tell us a little bit how that happened.
Yeah. So when the band came together back in 2019, we put together a few regional shows and we got out on the road. We did a show with Non-Point down in Louisiana. We did at the Howlin' Wolf. We did a show with Soulfly at the 40 Watt in Georgia. We did a show with the guys in Last in Line. So we're doing, kind of one-offs. And our friends over there at the Rock Solid Pressure show, J Rock and Patty, were doing a showcase up in New York. And we'd already in 3 months, I think, gone through like 6 drummers.
Wow.
And I was like, we got to find somebody to do this show. And the day before the show, the drummer we were going to play the showcase with, we were actually doing a show in Philly and then New York. He went to the hospital, had some nervous breakdown, some crazy stuff.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, are we going to be able to do this? And so my singer and I just said, hey, look, we'll go up there and we'll just do an acoustic duet thing, And he was like, really? He's like, that's a pretty far cry from the Odd Even. And we went up there and did it. And afterwards, talking to a bunch of different labels and stuff, Eclipse was like, you got a really good singer. He's like, I was playing acoustic guitar. He's like, I assume that you guys are probably a lot different than that. So send me some stuff. I'll check out your stuff and let's stay in touch. And so we said, sure. And like you said, the pandemic hit. We put out an EP on our own. And then we started shopping. We ended up signing our second record with Pavement. They showed us a lot of interest and stuff and got us out on the road with Flaw and Edema. And, we did some other stuff with them. And it was a 1 record deal. And so when we, got together with Chris and Tasha for this record, we just said, hey, let's shop this around again. We had a 1 record deal. Let's see who bites and who we like the best. And we got some interest from Europe and stuff. But, that whole Europe thing was they had plans for us to be in Europe quite a bit, which probably would have ended my house, my marriage, everything else. And so we said, let's stay in the U.S. And our conversation with Eclipse were great. And it was cool. We just kind of picked it up where we were back in 2019 and just jumped on it and went from there. I mean, they had a different approach and kind of the way they were mapping stuff out was very different from some of the other labels we were talking to. And it was exciting. So yeah, happy to be there with them.
Yes, definitely. And it's great to hear a band with a grunge sound because, grunge was the jam when I was, growing up. And it's refreshing to hear it. New songs being created that sound like they're back from the 90s. You're a far away from Seattle, but it sounds like you guys grew up in the same neighborhoods with the guys from Nirvana or the guys from Pearl Jam or Mother Love Bone and all those big bands out there. What are some of your influences that kind of helped you create the sound of the Odd Even?
Yeah, well, E.T. and I have been playing together since we were teenagers. I mean, we go way back, and we've been off and on. And like I said, the band before the Odd Even was a hard rock band, maybe a little bit heavier music and kind of like Ozzy type vocals, which was cool. We had fun. We went out, did a bunch of road dates and stuff, and it was cool. But what we were like writing and feeling more was a lot more what the odd even is. Like you said, sort of that grunge sound. And we just took everything that we've come up on. I mean, we went through the whole hair metal thing. We went through the grunge thing. We went through. I mean, before ET and I got back together, he was in a reggae band. I was in a funk rock band. And so we just said, look, man, let's kick what we like. And what we've always come back to is that type of sound. And I don't know if we necessarily were saying, hey, we want to be like this, but damn if we didn't like us some Alice in Chains and Soundgarden and all that. And that's kind of where we are. I mean, we sort of morphed that with what we came up with, originally, which was your Black Sabbath and your Zeppelin and all that. And so, we like good vocals, we like harmonies, we like, all that, which Alice in Chains and Soundgarden had. So, hey, look, if people want to compare us to that, man, that's great. Those are some of the best bands around. So,
right, most definitely. So next up, we're going to play your song Wild West. What's this one about?
So this is kind of about feeling alienated. I think it even says in there, alienated, disenfranchised, if I'm not mistaken. And then just kind of, hey, kind of F everybody. Let's rise up, and this is the Wild Wild West. Let's take command. It's a really cool song. It's one of those that came together. When we first started with that groove, I didn't expect it to go in that direction. But that's the beauty of music. We got done with it. I was like, damn, this is a really catchy one, man. I like it a lot. So
here's the Wild West from the Odd Even on Indie Rage Radio. All right. And here's our last segment. It's kind of like a wrap-up segment. We're putting a bow on everything. We're kind of up against the time limit. The show's about to end type thing.
Cool.
All right. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. Sadly, our time here with Weed is coming to an end, but not before we get in a few things. Weed, where can they stream the Odd Even?
Literally everywhere. Your Spotify's, your Apples, your Amazons, all that good stuff. Check out the video on YouTube. I know all the kids are over there on their Snapchats and their all that good stuff. So we try to get as much of stuff on there as possible, the TikToks. But yeah, we're everywhere. So we're putting stuff out all the time. Everything from goofy alien stuff to your full on rock. So
right, check them out online, theoddeven.com. Buy some merch while you're there. Support this band. So we talked about the alien theme through the videos. You played Smash or Pass. We talked about you signing with Eclipse, some of your musical influences that kind of molded the sound possibly of the Odd Even. Let's talk about what the future holds for the Odd Even. What does that look like?
Well, I mean, we've obviously got a record that's going to drop here in January. We're looking to go out and support that probably in April because we've got to do it between the Flaw tours. So Flaw has a big tour coming up in March. And then we've got a window in April. And then I think they got some dates in May. So we'll probably be back out in June. So we're thinking right now it's going to be East Coast, Midwest, April, South, and West in May, June timeframe. So that's the near future. After that, I mean, we're going to start putting together another record. We've got 4 songs that are pretty much done and in the can right now. We'll see how everything goes with Chris and or Tasha. ET and I are just going to keep forging ahead. And if we end up with a different drummer and singer for the next record, then maybe that's where we're at. I mean, we're pretty happy with the way this thing turned out. But we'll see. And again, we're just trying to take it wherever this goes. I mean, we're just having a great time. If people are digging it, hey, man, that's awesome. We love writing and recording. We love getting out there and playing. Love being on the road. So if people are down with it and there's reason to do it, let's do it.
That's right. Find them on your favorite social media platform. Search the Odd Even. Follow them so you can get those updates on their tour dates. All right. So the last song we're going to play from you guys is Darkness. What's this one about?
Pretty simple. You can't break the spirit of somebody that doesn't give a fuck.
Right?
That's kind of it. It's an angry song. It's got really cool harmonies. Got a great groove. I absolutely love what Chris did with the vocals. He's really kind of growling, rapping. It's a lot of fun, man. Dig this song a whole bunch.
Awesome. We are out of here for Weed from the Odd Even. My name is Mikey O. This is The Darkness on Indie Rage Radio. See you when I see you. Oh, snap. You just put like a little thing there. That's pretty cool. I didn't even know that was possible.
I didn't either. Perfect.
That's awesome. Weed, thank you for your time, dude.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Thank you for having me. It was
Yeah,
great.
man. Hey, before you leave, can you give me a drop? Can you say, hey, this is Weed from the Odd Even, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio?
You got it, bud.
Whenever you're ready.
You got Weed from the Odd Even, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio.
Awesome. All right, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time. Tell the wife and son I said hi. Keep rocking, man. You guys are doing great.
Absolutely. Thank you. Where are you located? You're in Louisiana, is that what you said?
Yeah. Lake Charles, Louisiana.
Okay, cool, man. We hope to catch you when we're on the road, buddy.
Yeah, bro. I-10, man. You can hit
Nice.
New Orleans, hit Baton Rouge, hit Lafayette, come to Lake Charles, hit Beaumont, then up to Houston.
Sweet. Sounds good.
Yeah, man. Hey, if you guys need any help, booking a place around here, let me know.
Cool, man. I will hit you up.
All right, dog.
Thanks, brother. See
Yeah,
you,
have
man.
a good one, man.
Bye, buddy.